Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Alexander Investment Insights. We're back with another video. We're going to go over a lot of stocks in this video through just some option plays, and then really first I'm just going to go over through the stocks that I could get through really fast, starting with GameStop. GameStop been coming down since it hit our resistance here at $28.11. I have support here at $22.70, so just wait until GameStop can come down here and find support. Yes, we had a green day today. That doesn't mean we're going to go head back up to this resistance. We're going to want to see where it finds support. It could find support up here, but we're really going to have to want to see before we start getting a nice up movement like this, and we'll place shares on, right? And we'll see how much from this bottom green candle does that top green candle. That's about 25% on GameStop, so we're just going to want to see where it finds support. You see how it started coming down? It found support right here at our support, and then it came up. So we're just going to want to see that again because it did hit our resistance and then it came back down. So that's what I see on GameStop. Let's go to SoFi. SoFi hit our buying level down here around $6. Remember, we had this $6 buying level around here. It hit that level perfectly. And what did it do? Rocketed it up. And how much percent is that from our buying level to where it had a high at? That's 30% gain. So that's what we saw on SoFi right there. Since then, hit our resistance here at $7.70, and now we have support at $7.40. We're really going to want to see which level breaks first. If it's that $7.40 level or that $7.70 level, and then that will give us a better direction before earnings here on SoFi. Let's go to AMC. I can get these ones done really quick. We have resistance here on AMC at $5.50. We go down to the 1 minute chart. We see that the CEO said that they're having plans to recover their debt, and then since that was intraday, we see this big movement off of here around like 11 a.m. Pacific time. So you see how we just were stalling out. The news came out regarding the stock, and it went up and hit our resistance level. Actually, and didn't want to pass that resistance level. It just hit that resistance level and then came down. So AMC could be a play if it does break that $5.50 level with confidence. If we break that $5.50 level with confidence, we could see AMC possibly back up to this $6.50. Even though that isn't like a huge gain, that might just be 10%, maybe 8%. It could be a play, and then if this resistance breaks here at $6, we could see AMC back to $6.50. So, and that'd be about 15% gain. So that's what I see on AMC. Now let's go through some long-term plays that I'm looking at. Let's go to Nike. Nike down at a really good buying level for a long-term play down here at $71. You see how we hit that support at $71, and then we're going back up there. Nothing says that Nike can't come down more, but if Nike does continue down more, it just has another buying level down here at $60. So that's what I'm seeing at Nike. Really good buying level for long-term plays. They are a conglomerate company. They own a lot of other retail stores other than just the Nike brand. They own a lot. So that's what I'm seeing on Nike. You see how earnings came out on June 27th and boom, dropped it straight down to where our old buying level was at $80. It passed that, and now it's kind of just looking to find support, and I do have support here at $71. So it's a good time to get shares. I will load up on leaps probably once we break a couple resistances, and then that will secure us back to the upside where we have some nice up level like this, and then those leaps will work pretty nice. Let's go to Baba. Baba also had a kind of nice buying level, but it's just been stalled out for the past like 2 years almost. So until Baba breaks resistances, like a heavy resistance here at 120, that's when we could get leaps also the upside. Also not a bad time for shares, but it's just been really stalled out between pretty much like $70 and $85. It hasn't really wanted to do anything, just keeps going up and down between those levels, right? So that's what I see on Baba. We're gonna have to break more resistances. Like another resistance is around here, $83. If we break that resistance, then we could probably see it to $90. So that's what I see on Baba right there. I do have resistance at $77.50. And then support at $70.70. So that's what I see on Bob. Let's go to O Realty. This is REIT income. You see that we've been booming up since Friday, July 12th. This is a nice dividend stock too. It's called the monthly dividend stocks. They have 3 dividends every quarter, aka they have dividends once a month. You see that since August 2022. When we made that high, it's just down around 20%, but This stock doesn't really come down much. It is a realty income stock, so this would also be a nice time to get shares, not only for capital appreciation but for the dividends. They have 3 dividends per quarter, so that's 1 dividend per month, and that's really good dividends play. So if you're looking for a dividends account, I would be looking at Realty. It's not financial advice, please. We're not chasing anything you hear in the video. Go to DJT. People really thought that this would have a support right here, but you see that support obviously broke to the downside, so that wasn't real support because we had this huge gap. You see that huge gap after the shooting? Huge gap up, and then since then we've just been running back down. Probably going to fill that gap, so I do have support here at $30.15. I have resistance here at $37.15, so shares, swings, scalps to the downside. That's really what I'm looking for on DJT. Nothing to go up until we hold support and then start breaking resistances again. So pretty simple. Those are the few stocks I'm going to leave in to go over fast. Now let's go over the S&P 500. S&P 500 went up today. We go down to the 5-minute chart. Obviously, in the past week, we've been right back down to the downside. But now, pre-market, we had a nice up movement, and then today really just stalled out. We go to the 1-minute chart. We did get calls on SPY 500 this morning. You see how it came up, came back down. We had resistance around here. We got in right here, braided up to that resistance, and then we were done. I didn't want to break that resistance, brought it all the way back down, back up to that resistance. Could have got puts again because it brought us all the way back down. Could have got calls. Really just trading sideways up and down between a small support and a small resistance, and it pretty much ended today at that resistance. So we go back out to the daily chart. We have resistance on SPY 500 at $555.70, just right above where we closed today. So tomorrow it might go up, hit that resistance, and then shoot back down after hitting that resistance, kind of like it did today. Because I'm starting to get bearish on S&P 500. If we do break this support right here, and if we break this low at 547.75, then I'll definitely be looking for it to go to around 543.50 or 542.50. So that's what I see on the S&P 500. Just wait for the first 30 minutes tomorrow at open, because we might start heading up to reach that resistance. But after that resistance gets hit, that's when we're going to want to see what happens. Is it going to break that resistance and then keep shooting up? Is it going to stall out at that resistance for the rest of the day? Or is it going to hit that resistance and then come back down to the support here? So that's what I'm looking for on the S&P 500. We do not have any major news tomorrow. On Wednesday, we really have news coming out 15 minutes after the market opens. We have flash manufacturing PMI. And then we also have new home sales 30 minutes after the market opens. So no news today and then no news tomorrow. But Wednesday we do have news 15 to 30 minutes after the market opens. Thursday we do have news 1 hour before the market opens with advanced GDP quarter and unemployment claims. And then on Friday we also have news 1 hour before the market opens at core PCE price index month to month. So definitely going to be wanting to watch the S&P 500 and see how that news reacts pre-market and after-market, right? To get a better sense of where the support and resistances are and things like that. So I do have 2 supports, 1 resistance. This support doesn't really matter at all until this one breaks. So just watch out for that on the S&P 500. Let's go to some plays on the options, like these big stocks. We'll go to Apple. Apple heading bearish ever since the iPhone, iOS 16, whatever, AI came out, and then we started going up. Kind of manipulation because it really didn't look that cool to me. So we're coming back down. Kind of looks bearish to me. I do have support here at $222. That might be a play for tomorrow if we come down and hit that. And then I have another support at $213. Remember, the second support here doesn't matter until this first support here breaks. So that's what I'm looking for on Apple. Microsoft hit our resistance perfectly today at 144. We go down to the 5-minute chart. You see how price went up, hit our support, came back down. Our resistance came back down, pretty much found our support at the low from the pre-market, and then went back up to our resistance from the daily chart, and then just kind of stalled out for the rest of the day. So Microsoft had been bearish for the past 2 weeks, but it is looking like it found a resistance. If this resistance breaks, then I do have another resistance here at 450.51 just in case, but we're gonna want to see what happens first. Okay, let's go to, and I have support here at 433.33. I'm gonna take off this other support here so we get a good sense of what it's gonna want to do. Google. All these main stocks that heavily weighted in the S&P 500 have been coming down for the past 2 weeks. So Google has earnings the day after tomorrow. So it comes out probably after market tomorrow. So we'll see that reflect on Wednesday, whether it goes up or down starkly. I have resistance here at 180.80 and then support here at 176.50. These really aren't going to matter after the earnings comes out, but if we start going up tomorrow on Google, we could scalp that up to 180.80. 180, actually 183.60 is my resistance here. So just watch that. And now let's go to Meta. Meta has some stark down movements, but we are recovering very slightly actually. I hit on my resistance today here at 180 at 489, and then I have support at 460.75. You see how we had this big stark movement. Let's see how much percentage it went down from that high to that low. A nice 15% drop, and now it's came up, but this isn't buying pressure at all. This is not buying pressure. Do not get this mixed up with it hitting support and then having high buying pressures to break that high again. This is very weak. You could tell just by looking at it. We go down to the 5-minute chart for the past 3 days. It's kind of really just stalling out, and then you see how it comes down and then went up, and then kind of stalled out. It really just went up like 5 minutes after the market opened on Friday, and then came down, and then it only went up from pre-market today, and then just stalled out today at a resistance here. So it hasn't wanted to break in that resistance. This is not buying pressure. We might be able to get Meta back down to that 460.75 level. Just scalp that down there, maybe do some swing puts. Really, I'm not a swing trader, just a scalper. So Nvidia, kind of just trading sideways ever since that hit that all-time high at 140.60. Looking like it's not really too clear, but we do have support here at 119 and then resistance at 129. So just watch these two levels. This will give us a better idea on where Nvidia wants to go, and if the overall market, AI market, wants to boom down to, if this support starts breaking. Because if the support breaks, then we have a support down here at 109.70. If that breaks, then we have support here at 101, and then we haven't been there. It doesn't seem that long, but since their last earnings in May 22nd, when they really boomed up, and then the split happened at June 10th. So it's been a minute since Nvidia has really had some nice buying pressure on it. It's really just been bearish since it hit that all-time high and then tried to come up again and then come back down. So we might see it to 129 before it comes back down, but that's what I see on Nvidia stock. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla has earnings the day after tomorrow too. So there's really not much we could do on Tesla until those earnings come out. I have support at 243.50 and resistance at 256. So just wait for those earnings to come out. Tesla, the numbers aren't going to matter on this earnings. It's going to be the guidance. It's going to be what Elon says about the future of low-cost cars and what he's doing with his AI chips and the robotics that Tesla is also investing into. They're probably not going to beat their earnings, revenue, or EPS. But that doesn't matter because they didn't beat it here. They actually did really bad on their earnings and their revenues. But you see that it still went up. And that was because of the guidance between what the future for Tesla looks like. So that's what I see on Tesla. These two levels aren't going to matter once this earning comes out. We'll either rock it up or we will rock it down. But if it does rock it down, they still do have a good future ahead of them. So this would be a great time to get long-term shares if they do come back down. Let's get Amazon in here. Amazon, I have resistance at 188.50 and then support here at 181.50. You see from that high to where it low now. It's probably like a 10% drop that it had. Yeah, 10% drop. And I tried to recover on Friday, but today really just came down again. So I do have support here at 81.43. I'm just going to be watching that for tomorrow. Amazon might be a downside scalp to that in the morning, so that's what I'm going to be looking out for. That could be a nice put to the downside, because Amazon is really looking bearish right now since it has some high selling pressure. We'll go to Netflix. I have resistance at 650.50, support at 620, 628. We're just going to want to see what it does. They did have earnings and they did not move off of it really. You see they didn't move like pre-market or aftermarket. They just kind of had some volatility in the market on Friday instead of gapping up or down. Just more volatility rather than a big gap. So just going to want to see what happens here between these two price levels on Netflix. There is other resistances and support. It's not really too clear on Netflix until we break one of these, and then I'll give you updated resistances and support. So kind of keep your main focus on Amazon and maybe Apple right now, and Google. But let's go to AMD too. AMD hit our support at 150.50, and then it has resistance here at 156.70. You see how it hit that resistance today perfectly? This is a small gap. We're looking for which way AMD wants to go because it has some high selling pressure right now. You see how it hit that resistance perfectly in the morning and then pretty much did nothing throughout the rest of the day. That's kind of the reason why I only scalp 1 or 2 hours in the morning, because that's all the time you really need. You don't have to be watching the market after those 2 hours because it's really just dead hours. So nothing says that AMD can't come down more, especially to this 143.50 level. This is some stark selling pressure, so we might just get a little recovery back up to like 163 before we come down to 140, but nothing says that AMD cannot come down and hit this 140 level. As you see, I'm kind of looking for more downside plays on the market right now because S&P 500 is coming down. It's showing signs of bearishness. We go to Intel. I have support at $32.40 and I have resistance at $33.80. Kind of coming down, so we're just gonna see what breaks first. I might get you see how this support hit here too? That would have been a nice play on Intel, but since that support already did break, I do have another support here now. But this could get hit as well on Intel. So that's just what I'm kind of looking for. We'll go to Disney. Disney heading down, which is actually really nice because we have a buying level here at $90.30, and we just take all these other things off. If we go back to November, where we got leap calls in, believe we got them right here, right before it started rocking up to the upside. Disney has been bearish ever since March 2021 and has lost around 75% of its value. But you can't take down Disney. Who's going to take down Disney? It's not going to break this $78 level. So we're just going to wait till it comes down to the support, wait till it finds support like this, and then get on leaps to the upside again. So then they do have earnings 7 days into August. So that's kind of not a ways away, but we could definitely still trade Disney if we wanted to between that. PANW really stalled out between this resistance of 345 and 321. Nothing really to do here on Palo Alto Networks until one of these two starts breaking. Some people believe that Palo Alto Networks and Fortinet are going to start doing well, especially because CrowdStrike just had a thing where they messed up their update and their stock start dumping. So people might be looking for other cybersecurity networks to start putting their money in other than CrowdStrike, and PANW is definitely the biggest one. Let's go to Coinbase. Coinbase looking pretty nice, back to the upside, especially since Bitcoin is booming again. A lot of the crypto miners and other altcoins are starting to go up again. So we have resistance here at 270. If this 270 breaks, then we could definitely see Coinbase to 300, and that will be a nice swing to the upside. They do have earnings on August 1st, so we're going to want to watch out for that. We're going to see if Coinbase wants to hit that 300 either before or after their earnings. Before would be nice, so we could get it up to that level. We might actually scalp it up to this level at 270 here, either tomorrow or the day after, for a nice upside call play. But I do have support here at 243 just in case Bitcoin crashes and other things start crashing, which Coinbase will most likely follow. I'm going to keep the video there, 20 minutes. I don't want to add too much and cut you guys. Just make sure you update your charts along with me, and then just watch the S&P 500 every single day you're on the market. It's going to help you out a lot. And other than that, just going to leave the video there and have a great day. Thank you.